time to celebrate. Your Lakers won the game, scoring you 2 free tacos with any drink purchased from Jack in the Box. Tomorrow, just ask for the Lakers deal when you order. Valid only at Los Angeles restaurants. Go Lakers. Go Jack. Go Jack. DeAndre Ayton, big game against his former team with 20 and 13. He's with Mike Trudell.
Ray, the defense that you guys played as a team in the second half, up until that kind of late push from Phoenix, where did you see that? Is it energy, execution, a mix of all? What did you see behind that?
Honestly, it was an emotional game. We played with a lot of edge, and it just carried on over in late stretches of the game. And, hats off to the officials having patience with us as well, because it really could have got a lot uglier, but they managed it for us in a way where we could compete at the highest level.
What did you get from Vanderbilt, Ravia, a couple of the other guys that played off the bench? It kind of boosted what you were able to do out there.
Yeah, it definitely made our job of playing with grit more contagious. Hats off to Jay Vandal for coming off the bench, just straight to it. I think he got offensive rebound dunk right away. And once I seen that, just having both of us crash, the big on the opponent's team, they really had their hands full, with 2 of us crashing. And, the numbers says it itself, how we out-rebounded them and how many offensive boards we had. And, Jake just being that pit bull for us and just, people thinking he's the underdog or the duck, and trying to attack him, and he holds his own.
Just another really efficient game for you. Was it 10 for 11? How have you found just your rhythm throughout the season and that it continues up to this point?
Just making sure I know Bron's and Luka's tendencies. If they go baseline, a circle ball to the middle, if they get double flash in front of the rim, things like that, rolling hard to the rim and just waiting for late passes, and sometimes just getting it off the rim. Sometimes that's the best option, just offensive rebound and going back up with it. But, I just really try to study all their moves and, their favoritism as much as possible.
You mentioned the emotions. What was it like for you guys as a team that last 10 seconds or so when Brooks hits a 3 and then the technical and just kind of the wildness of that last stretch? We
were pretty calm. It was really their arena, just being, they loved it. It was, they was into it late in the stretch. Just the excitement and the environment. It wasn't really us really just worried about what's going on. We just was really locked in and focused.
Last week, you guys had a film session where the coaching staff really honed in on the defense and held you guys to what sounds like pretty stern account. What did you make of the response? And did you feel like more focus group-wide on that end of the ball?
Yeah, seeing the scouting report on what teams, make of us, was pretty embarrassing. We're a really good offensive team, but when you start to look at those numbers in depth and seeing over a span of games, like 10 games, it's terrible. And I'm just really, tonight was a great start, from those last 2 practices and that film meeting. JJ really got us and, basically showed us, y'all showing y'all ass right now. And, it's time to tighten up a little bit where, gotta have some pride on the defensive end.
In a game where every single point mattered, Jackson Hayes had perhaps the play of the game with this dunk. More reaction ahead. Lakers escape in Phoenix, 116-114 over the Suns. Check out the Lakers calendar. 3 days off before taking on the Jazz Thursday. Next, it's back to L.A., but for a road game against the Clippers. Another trip to Phoenix Tuesday before returning home for a Christmas Day clash with the Rockets. That one is on ABC. Then the Kings come to town on December 28th. You know who had a great game? Jackson Hayes. He's with Mike Trudell.
All right, Jackson. So when you went out of the game, you guys were up 20. It kind of signified that stretch that you had with the other bench players and, rotating, whether it was LeBron or Luka out there. What were you guys able to bring energy-wise and defensively to flip this game?
Just energy. All of us wanted to just come bring that energy. We always have a saying, stay ready till you got to get ready. And so everyone just came today, brought that energy, and crashing. That was a big thing for us today, is just crashing and staying on that O glass. And so, I mean, I was just flying around. All the guys today did great.
You had a number of contested rebounds on both sides. I remember in the preseason you talked about adding a few pounds of muscle in the offseason. Have you felt that in moments like this? Has that helped you in those situations?
Yeah, a little bit for sure. But, I mean, definitely always stuff I can work on. Yeah.
All right, and then a couple of big dunks for you, but can you take us through the one where you take the ball way back over your head and kind of dunk through traffic? And that certainly was a momentum builder.
Shout out Jake, man. Jake finally made that pass. He made it once before in Milwaukee, and every time he does it, we get a dunk. So, shout out Jake. Hopefully he keeps making that pass, man. He asked me about your pass today.
I actually didn't even ask him about the dunk. I didn't even, and he shouted you out without me mentioning your name, so it was very nice.
Very unselfish dunk, or unselfish pass.
LeBron credited the bench for the win tonight. Obviously, there's been times when, as a unit, you guys didn't necessarily had the most production. What made it work tonight?
Just the flow of the game. We were all in sync today. We were all flying around. Everyone was just trying to play their hearts out. So I feel like that just always helps. Like there's like a saying, balls always finds energy, and so I feel like we all were just flying around with energy. So basketball gods rewarded us.
The Lakers played hard tonight. They out-rebounded the Phoenix Suns by 17. They had 24 offensive rebounds, Rob. That's the most since 2015 in a game they played against Dallas when they had 24.
Wow, that's a lot.
25 points. You are doing an access 360, and you are going to the wall.
Of course. You got
to the wall.
You got to do those little things sometimes, like rebound. And we always talk about this. We talk about second chance points, second chance buckets, and you got to have energy. You got to effort. Right, a great pick by DA. Luka goes and kicks it out. LeBron does the perfect thing, swing and pump fake, relocate. But what you see is now is Ayton is setting up. He got a couple of 3-second calls, but you got to set up before this shot in order to position yourself to get offensive rebound. Now it comes out. He has perfect position because the ball is shot from the corner, so it's probably going to go to the corner. He gets the offensive rebound. He's aware. He kicks it out. But this is the best part. This is the best play of the night to me. Now, he knows that he kicked out, but look, he's pointing to the sky, throwing that alley-oop. Marcus Smart, he and DA have a great rapport, so they've got a little alley-oop. Now, this is another pick and roll. It's kind of the Lakers patented play. Now, Luka with a step back. Look at everybody's position themselves. You got 3 guys around the basket to maybe get this offensive rebound, 1 guy getting back. But look, you stay with it, you scrap. Les Rave kicks it out, and who gets it? JH with a dunk. Jackson Hayes with a dunk. Now, pick and roll. It's almost like deja vu. He had it over the top, but he swings it to the corner. LeBron takes the 3. But look, everybody's positions. Almost like the same play. LaRavia, Jackson Hayes. They're positioning for the offensive rebound, but Jackson Hayes goes up high, gets the rebound, and then kicks it out. Look, now Luka, this is one of his threes he made. Step back, heads, step back, splash in your face. Second chance points is how you win games. Now, you got another pick and roll right here. Now, look, you come off, shoot the shot. Look, everybody's positioning. This is the favorite player of the game, too, because who? Vando, the guy that should be playing, who's not, but he's in the game tonight.
Look at that work.
Now, look, he pushes him out the way. He gets the position. Say, guy, you're a 3-point shooter. You're not a rebounder. Give me that. And so now he gets it, puts it back. And it's so great to see a guy who hasn't played, has that energy to keep it going, to go out there and get me a rebound. Okay, because, hey, you know what? If they don't run no plays for you, you know what you do? You go make your own plays. Make your own offensive rebound. Yeah.
Keith, they were only averaging 9.5 offensive rebounds a game. It takes them 3 games to get as many rebounds as they had tonight on the offensive glass. I mean, great breakdown, and it's just amazing. That's all effort and energy, and they did it.
You know what? You did good.
Thank you.
Luka Doncic's 30-point streak came to an end in Phoenix, but the Lakers came away with a wild win. More reaction when we come back. Jared Vanderbilt played tonight. Huge impact. He's at the podium.
Jared, JJ and multiple your teammates mentioned your play and kind of that of the bench is flipping this game around. And you could look to the third quarter and then kind of start of the fourth. What were you seeing from the bench group that you were on, and how did you try to lead that group?
We just picked up the physicality and the intensity. We see the way the game was going, and we were just flying around, playing hard, and just bringing energy. The whole bench unit flying around.
Is that kind of play contagious? Do you feel like once you get out there and your teammates see that you're doing it, and then it kind of flows like that?
For sure. I mean, it's definitely contagious. That flying around mentality. We start getting deflections because, nobody wants to be that guy. So somebody starts it off, everybody kind of feed off their energy. And, yeah, like you said, become contagious.
Right from the start, when you got put in, you had an offensive putback. I think you ended up with 6 offensive rebounds, several steals, a block. Did you feel like you were, for lack of a better term, had some pent-up energy from the time you weren't playing, and you wanted to kind of make a statement tonight with the minutes that you got?
I would say naturally, probably, just from, I haven't played in a month, so naturally it was built up. But I feel like I bring that every game I play regardless, so doesn't really matter the circumstances or the situation, but that's just what I hang my hat on, playing that way.
As just an observer, I'm curious what you make of sort of Dillon Brooks and LeBron when they get on the court together.
Shit. I don't know. He brought his antics. Tonight it cost him. So, yeah, that's all I can say.
LeBron James with 26 points, wild one in the desert. Final thoughts when we return. Reminder, next up for the Lakers, a few days off before Thursday's matchup against the Jazz in Salt Lake City. Game time is at 6 and pregame coverage begins at 5 right here on Spectrum Sports Net. So we're not going to hear from Luka tonight. They are getting on a plane and heading back, but rare off-shooting night for Luka, but still gets it done, Brez.
Yeah, Geet, not the most efficient night for him. Also had those 6 turnovers and did not hit 30 points for the first time in a month. But still, Geet, he got it done. That crazy pass at the end of the game, too. LeBron secured it, topped the key, gets fouled shooting the 3. And that's pretty much all she wrote. But Luka's still finding his spots, finding other guys, Rob, as he always does. Even on a night where he's not shooting well, he can find other ways to help his team.
Yeah, one way he can do that is by drawing the attention of others on the defensive end. So when he draws that attention, the only thing he has to get it to them quicker, because sometimes he waits a little too late for me. He needs to get it so the guys can get in rhythm and take a great shot.
Rob, 12 of 13 from the line, too. Made a bunch of free throws. 12 of 13 from the line.
12 of 13. I think that's why JJ said we wanted him.
Because he had the hot hand.
Yeah. What does 3 days off do for a team? They've had a nice little window here to get some practice in. LeBron talked about it, and you saw the difference on defense tonight.
You come out, you take tomorrow off, and then you come out, and then you practice a good hard practice, and then you walk through the next day before the game. So you got to get practice time in. I don't care what to say. You got to get all these guys acclimated to playing with one another, because you don't have enough time. Plus AR is out, so it's a different kind of chemistry that they need to have for that starting lineup.
Yeah, get more off time for the Lakers. Kind of been a fluky month for that reason. A lot of gaps between games. Gito, they got Utah and they got the Clippers. Those are the only 2 games the rest of this week. Then you play Phoenix
back
again,
out to
next
Phoenix.
Tuesday.
It's
like the 9th time they played each other this year.
Over on technicals in that game, Buzz?
In the meantime, Lakers try to win these next 2. Go to 20-7. That should be the goal.
All right, guys. Good show tonight.
Yeah, it was fun.
Saved.
Made me want to pull my hair out, though.
No. For Brez, for Mike Trudell, for Robert Ory, for Allie.
That was wild.
James, get some sleep.
In the Vegas.
We'll see you Thursday.
Deuces.